Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in Prosper, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as give me a follow on my Instagram at Growfolds if you have any questions about the plants that I feature or just want to connect with me directly. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm actually off from work. I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm super excited to film some content for our plant foldies. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're just gonna see what indoor tropical houseplants that they have, as well as the fall seasonal plants that they're going to have in the Lowe's garden center. So as you can see right here, it is a beautiful afternoon out in North Dallas, which is where I'm based at. Now, I know that I've been doing a lot of other content outside of big box store plant shopping, but lo and behold, I will be focusing on some big box store plants and some more new content. I haven't been as consistent, so I really do appreciate those that have tuned into some of the content that I have posted throughout the week. But you can see right here, we have some Crotons, and we're just going to go ahead and quickly walk into the garden center and see what plants they have in the outdoor garden section. And don't worry, please do not swipe away, stop watching the video, because I will get to the indoor tropical plants, but I did want to spend a little bit of time just talking about some of the outdoor garden plants. You can see right here, this is a mixed planter by Nature's Way. You can see we've got fern and Crotons, and you already know if it is the fall season, you will see two specific plants that signify fall. One of them will be chrysanthemums or mums, as well as Croton, specifically Croton petra. So we're just going to walk around here and see what outdoor plants they have available. Please feel free to leave in the comment section anything that you want to mention about plants. And for the plant foldies that have not discovered the new feature on the YouTube channel, I have opened up the community tab where you can post about your plants. You can post pictures of your plants. I would love for everybody to be engaged and aware of that community tab. I would love for y'all to share your plants because I love seeing everybody else's plant collections. Now, in terms of my personal plant collection, if you are a member of my YouTube membership tier, which is for only $2.99, the price of a cup of coffee, just know that in a couple of weeks, I will have some of these videos posted of my houseplant tour. But anyways, plant foldies, let's go ahead and just walk around here. You can see we've got a bunch of Croton petras. I love Croton petras. Unfortunately, they just come out during the fall season, but you know, these particular plants are a tropical plant that is actually native to Southeast Asian countries, where they get a lot of light, warmer humidity, and lots of rain. And so for me, putting these plants out in a season such as fall in the United States, where it's cold, the days are shorter, it's not really conducive to long-term growth for a Croton. So I get it. I understand why Crotons are actually a seasonal annual plant in the United States, is because they do have those fall colors. Now over here, I'm just going to walk around and show you different types of shrubs. Again, a lot of you guys might be into indoor tropical plants, but I love all sorts of plants, whether it's outdoor gardening plants, Japanese maples, vegetable and herb gardens, landscaping, everything you can possibly think of, and even bonsai, the art of bonsai. So I like to feature different types of plants. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time in the outdoor section. I'm going to be picking up some plants and just walking around and showing you what is available at the Lowe's Garden Center. Lowe's is very much so a big box store that is very consistent in the in stocks of their plants. I mean, you can see right over here, we've got a compact holly, and I know that I've just recently announced that I've become an official affiliate of the bonsaisupply.com, where I will be promoting their bonsai supply plants and you know, supplies specifically specifically their soil. I am looking for you know, shrubs and types of plants that I can convert into bonsai. So feel free to let me know when you guys are ready for me to make that content in the comment section. But you can see right over here, we've got some variegated shrubs. And next year, I plan to do a little bit more landscaping. Right now, my backyard is a hot mess. I've got overgrown weeds, and that's the reason why I haven't really done a full-blown outdoor garden tour. I will say, for those that don't know, I do raise backyard chickens. I've got 2 hens, a barred rock hen named Charlotte and a Rhode Island red named Catriona. They're about 4 months old, and they've been the best weed preventors, weed eaters, because they will literally eat up the weeds. So that's always a natural alternative versus using pesticides. But anyways, plant foldies, you can see right here, this one is a Chinese fringe plant. I'm looking at the potential of it becoming a bonsai. So some of these shrubs right I'm looking at could be converted into bonsai. And that's the thing about going to a big box store. You can find what you call nursery stock plants to make bonsai. And you can just see right here, really nice organization of the Lowe's, particularly in Prosper, Texas. I often frequently visit this location because they have so many plants. And we're just going to be looking at some of these succulents and cactus. Now, these are sourced out by Oasis Plants, and they're very much so budget friendly, cost effective succulents and cactus plants that you can add in your plant collection. The kinds of plants that you would find at a big box store like Lowe's, as I often show you all whenever I go big box store plant shopping, which is pretty much daily, is that they're consistent in their in-stock. So you can see even right over here, we've got a bunch of Encore azaleas. Now with azaleas, they prefer to be in more of like bright indirect light, more of shaded areas, although Encore azaleas perform a little bit better by just giving them just a little bit more light. Acidic soil is best for azaleas in general. And then as I walk around here, plant foldies, you can just see that we've got the variegated bougainvilleas, and we have racks of mums and chrysanthemums. We've got a Mexican bird of paradise, and I was actually at the Dallas Arboretum earlier this morning when I filmed this big box or plant shopping video, and they actually had a bunch of these in bloom, beautiful orange blooms. And now we're looking at some proven winners plants. This one is an amazing variegated Chinese fringe bush right over here. I have been eyeing this for a while. This one is, I believe, for like $29.99. I have really wanted to get back into creating bonsai, and so for me, finding something like this, I might actually buy one of these as a stock plant, a nursery plant to create into a bonsai. Feel free to leave in the comments if you want to see me create a bonsai in a future video. And as you can see right here, plant foldies, we see all of these beautiful mums. I am curious to see if anybody just buys mums for the fall season, just so they can have that fall color interest. I mean, we have several different types of flowering plants. This one is a nice purple aster right over here. Beautiful purple flower, $8.98. This is the New York aster right here. I don't really know a lot about this plant. It does remind me of a mum as well. And so, that's another color combination you can put in a patio. And then obviously we have so many different types of mums to choose from right over here. I would recommend buying these mums when they're not fully bloomed yet, so you have a longer bloom cycle. What I also like about exploring the outdoor garden center of Lowe's is that they just have so many different types of outdoor garden plants. You can see we've got several hanging baskets, and obviously we have a bunch of these Croton petras. Crotons always come out during the fall season, and even these right over here. So coleus plants are one of my favorite plants. I mean, look at how beautiful the color is on this one. And these are only for $1.98. You can get this coleus plant right here and actually chop off the top of this plant, put it into the soil, and it will root. You can get a more full plant. Coleus plants come in so many different varieties of colors, leaf shapes, and these plants, although most people would consider them more of like a patio garden plant, you can grow these indoors long term. You can actually grow them into the point of making them into like coleus trees, because the actual stems can get woody over time. And I've seen a lot of European Instagrams actually feature this. They also call this the palette leaf plant. Beautiful plant. Again, it's only for $1.98. And if you want something that's a little bit more unique, something that's not necessarily as trending, I would recommend trying to grow a coleus plant. So last year, I was really obsessed with coleus plants, just as much as I am obsessed about aglaonema. But I would hope that the plant foldies would be open to actually growing coleus plants. I mean, you can see the wide range of different types of colors. I will say that certain coleus can actually grow out in full sun. Actually looking at some of the coleus that were growing out in full sun at the Dallas Arboretum, it was really inspiring, and it made me want to actually grow coleus again. So we'll see what that looks like for me long term. I will say that coleus plants are commonly found, often overlooked though, because most people will not really consider them as a house plant. But you already know plant foldies. I love to create new trends, or at least get people excited about plants that are not necessarily trending. I know that the trending plants right now would be like the variegated Monstera Constellation mutations, obviously anthuriums, and also variegated plants in general. Now over here, I did want to show you this beautiful neon queen pothos for $19.98 in an 8-inch planter, and I'm actually really tempted to buy this one, even though I already have a neon queen pothos. Look at the coloration of this one. It has gotten so much light that it's got a pale yellow color. What a stunner. Unfortunately, I didn't end up buying this plant, but I may come back for it because it is a beautiful specimen. And you already know, plant foldies, I am on a kick, a hunt for pothos plants as well. Now over here we have our favorite Hydra Helix. And for those that are new to the channel, I mispronounce Hedera helix, which is the correct way to say English ivy. This one is one of my favorite plants to talk about, my favorite plants to actually show, because it is a plant that does not want to love me back. Very challenging plant, but you know, we all love ourselves our Hydra helix. Anyways, you can see right over here, plant foldies, we've got some more beautiful Croton petras right over here. Croton plants in general need a lot of light. I would recommend growing them outdoors. And if you are adventurous or more so want to give them the ideal conditions, grow them in full sun. They love a lot of sun. They also love a lot of water, and they also love a lot of humidity. So try growing yourself a croton. I don't know if you could actually grow them long-term indoors. And then we also have a bunch of these marigolds. So here's the thing about marigolds. I love marigolds. I may end up buying marigolds actually because I want to feed some of their petals to my chickens because they supposedly are really good for them. But as I pan around here, take a look at the scenery of this beautiful Lowe's Garden Center. Hopefully I've sold you on possibly growing coleus plants. If anybody picks up a coleus plant this weekend or just picks up a coleus plant within the next couple of days, please utilize the community tab on my YouTube channel. You can actually access it by going to my YouTube page and then going under community. You can post pictures of your plants, and I would really, really love to see our Plantfoldy plants. Thank you to those that have already posted on the community post. Feel free to leave comments, engage with each other, interact with each other, because I really want to promote that that community of ours on the community tab. So definitely check it out. And then as you can see right here, Plantfoldies, I'm just walking around to show you this Lowe's location. I have featured this Lowe's location on so many occasions because it is in close proximity of where I am based at. And you can see right here, they have so many planters. And what makes big box store plant shopping easy and fun is because they have so many plant supplies. So you can see right here, if you were to ask me my aesthetic, I definitely love these Cabo terracotta planters here. I really like the minimalistic look. A lot of my planters are terracotta. I also like just very matte finish planters, and you can see right here we do have the saucers. Now these are for $6.98, but you know, if you're looking for a classic look for houseplants, definitely consider getting terracotta planters. And then we're going to go ahead and spin around here so we have even more plants. I'm just going to show you more of the plants that they have available. It looks like they've got a lot of hanging baskets right here, beautiful trade scanthia right over here, and these are only for $19.98. Here we have the national flower of the Philippines. This is the Arabian jasmine, also known as sampaguita. I can even smell the beautiful flowers of this plant. It's very fragrant. I definitely am considering getting one of these because, to my surprise, this plant is actually considered a perennial from my grow zone, which is 8B. I may come back and get this Arabian jasmine as well. So you already know, Plantfoldies, as much as I love indoor tropical plants like this trade scanthia, for instance, by Costa Farms, I also love outdoor garden plants, and that is the joy of owning a home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I have a pretty large backyard. I'm able to landscape. I'm able to grow my plants outdoors, and I'm able to just enjoy different types of plants like this Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue Pothos. This is in a 6-inch planter for $16.98. Tell me why I have just gone crazy and started taking lots of cuttings from my Cebu Blue Pothos, and I am propagating currently in water, and hopefully I'm going to create several new plants. Plant propagation is one way to save money on plants. That is one way you can actually bring joy to each other because you can share plant propagations. Over here, $16.98 Plantfoldies. We've got another Syngonium by Costa Farms. This is a Syngonium holly lily. This one has a light colored leaf. Love the arrowhead shape of the syngonium. Syngoniums do like bright indirect light. They do not like to stay dry for too long. So you need to make sure that if you are going to be growing syngoniums, that you are staying on top of the watering. I am currently growing a new type of syngonium I got from overseas called a syngonium lime soda. It's basically like a neon pothos, but syngonium variety. Now over here we have another beautiful pink syngonium. Now this one has more narrow leaves. This one has some mutations on the leaves too. This one is for $16.98. For those that actually grow syngoniums, feel free to leave in the comment section. Let me know what syngoniums you've bought at a big box store. And speaking of big box store plant finds, we've got another Hoya right over here. For my Hoya heads, do you wish that there were more Hoyas available at like Lowe's? I really wish they would actually have more varieties of Hoyas. I'm definitely getting into them. I recently purchased a Hoya from a local plant nursery called Plants and Planters, so stay tuned for that YouTube episode. And as you can see right here, plant foldies, we've even got more pothos plants. Now this one is a golden pothos for $20.98 by Costa Farms. This one is in an 8-inch planter, and you can see right over here we've just got a lot of fall vibes coming around. I'm just gonna walk around and pick up this and show you what this looks like. Pothos plants, as I recommend it to anybody, whether you are an advanced plant collector, somebody that collects rare plants, I still feel like pothos plants, even the golden pothos, has room in anybody's plant collection. Feel free to agree or disagree. Let me know what you think about pothos plants, but I would say by the end of the year, let's all have a goal of getting a pothos plant, even if it's just a golden pothos. Beautiful plant, very easy to care for. Super happy that Costa Farms has these hanging baskets readily available for us every time we go big box store plant shopping. And I'm hoping that with Dallas Plant Con just coming around the corner in October, hopefully I will be able to meet up with some of the Costa Farms team again. Again, I regret not being able to go to Plant Con New York City 2025 because my flight was canceled about 40 minutes before takeoff, which was really disappointing. But you know, if you watch some of my episodes that I filmed that day, I made it really productive. And that's really the thing about, having time off and just even having time to just relax. I am just really excited to have this weekend off to where I'm going to focus obviously on getting some time off from work, resting, enjoying my my time with Luke and just my friends and family, but also to be able to create new content like this for the Plantfoldy community. We are so close, like super close to 13,000 Plantfoldy subscribers. And that is a really good way to start off the fall season. I mean, you can see right here, we've got some fall decor, and curious to see if anybody really gets into seasonality decor. I don't necessarily decorate for the seasons, but the fall season is one of my favorite seasons because of all of the fall colors. I really love how the trees change colors. And now we are about to walk into the indoor tropical section, which is the main event. So hopefully, Plant Foldies, you've stuck around this long. And if you have and not have pressed the thumbs up or like button for this video, definitely do that for me, because it definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And at the end of the video, after you press the thumbs up button, there is a hype button, which actually helps push this to even more plant lovers. So definitely check out the hype button if you're able to. Now, some people had questions about how many times you can hype up a video. I believe you get 3 hypes per week. So definitely just give them to my videos if you're able to. Anyways, let me get to the plants again. So Live Trends Design. Love Live Trends Design. And the reason why is, again, look at this. They've got amazing planters. So they're focusing on the woven basket look here. This one is a ZZ Zenzi plant. And look at that decor. Somebody wanted to get all Halloweenish, and so they put that little skeleton there. We are now also looking at these Haworthias right over here by Live Trends Design. If you look at the stoneware and even just the shape, This one is for $9.98. Look at that aesthetic right here. What a beautiful planter. And you know, when it comes to like interior design, I truly believe that you cannot go wrong buying Live Trends design plants, because not only are you getting healthy plants, they are curated in a way where they have amazing shapes for the planters, amazing textures. There is just a work of art that is placed into the planters that Live Trends design sells at these big box stores. And I really do find that the value that they're asking for, the prices that they're asking for, is fair for Live Trends design. But you can see right over here, even just the shapes, the lines, the texture, very, very beautiful presentation, and it's only for $9.98. So we're just gonna go around and continue to walk and look at some of these indoor plants. I love doing Live Trends design features because they do have the aesthetic that I look for whenever it is the plants that I want to buy. $4.98. I love these Live Trends design ceramic hanging basket planters. Look at this beautiful Syndapsis Silver Ann, or maybe it's a Syndapsis Exotica. Either way, I love the silver foliage. And the more I look at Syndapsis, especially whenever I just go big box store plant shopping, the more and more I want to collect them. And you know, with Syndapsis, I wouldn't rule them out. Same thing with the Philodendron Heteroraceum. See, I'm looking for plants that are just going to be easy care. And what I've noticed is with pothos plants or Epipremnum aureum, Philodendron Heteroraceum, whether it's the Brazil form, the Rio form, or just the different types of these Philodendron Heteroraceum, and then the Syndapsis forms, those trailing plants actually make very easy plants to care for in an indoor space. And as winter is about to approach, we're about to enter the fall season, I have to really think about all of the plants that I have growing outdoors in my shaded patio area. The majority of them are Aglaonema. I don't know. I am just really concerned that I may not be able to just overwinterize them. But, you know, it's just interesting how you get inspired to go just buy plants and grow them. I know that some people are in the stage of their plant journey where they are satisfied with the plant collection that they have, or at least the plants that they have in their space. But for me, truthfully, I am still yearning to collect all of these different types of plants, like this Syndapsis Java Platinum by Costa Farms. And I do love the new look that Costa Farms has on their self-watering planters. This one is for $24.98. I love the terracotta look. I love the modern shape. I love the minimalistic look. I love the label and just everything about that Costa Costa Farms put into this planter and the plant as well. The Syndapsis Java Platinum, that is another plant that I want to add to my plant collection. I wish I had a larger home, but that's really because I want to be able to house more plants. Really though, I wish I could just have a full-blown greenhouse. It would just make it a lot easier than to actually try to merge a lot of these plants into an interior space. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat as me, where it's like you have more than 200 plus plants and just maintaining them can be a bit challenging. But as you can see right here, Costa Farms has all of these new releases. And you know, as I've done big box store plant shopping videos this year, I am just reflecting on the fact that I just can't believe that I've been able to maintain this YouTube channel. And we have had, you know, some viewers come and go. I miss seeing some of the plant foldies that used to be on the live premiere chats, but I totally get it. Sometimes, you know, life gets busy, or sometimes our priorities change, but I hope that I'm able to see some of our original plant foldies make it back on the live premiere chats. Either way, I am also very excited to welcome a lot of the new plant foldies that have discovered this YouTube channel. And I always say, if you ever just want to relax and look at plants, it won't you know, hurt my feelings if you just press the mute button, because I already know I love to talk. But if you just want like greenery, beautiful plants like this, or better yet, just to listen to some of the new relaxing soundtrack that I place into these videos, definitely just binge watch some of my videos. It definitely helps with the viewership as well. But also, if you just want to utilize my videos as background music, you can also play them throughout the day. I do have all of these curated soundtracks. So, you know, the plant foldies, you have given me some really good positive feedback. I did want to shout out my friend Jordan for actually creating these soundtracks. So we're just going to let it play through as I pick some of these plants up and show you. Feel free to leave in the comment section if you've recently bought some of these plants, what plants you want to see, any type of feedback, as long as it is a, you know, a kind, positive feedback, or at least constructive critiques, let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and continue to walk around this Lowe's location to look at these houseplants. And of course, I couldn't go big box store plant shopping without showing y'all an Aglaonema Red Siam. This is Costa Farms offering for the common Aglaonema. This is the Aglaonema Red Siam for $15.98. Beautiful plant. It is the mascot of the Grow Folds Plant Foldy community. Even if it is a common plant, even if it is a plant that oftentimes people will overlook and not really pay attention to, I want to always bring light to this beautiful plant. It is an easy to care for plant, beginner friendly plant, a plant that, again, if you are a plant foldy, I would recommend at least growing one. I mean, it's only for $15.98. Go ahead and go plant shopping. Make this your goal to at least get one Aglaonema Red Siam in your plant collection. For the plant foldies that have recently added one into your plant collection, please leave that in the comment section below. That is going to bring me so much joy to know that we are growing the hashtag popularize Aglaonema campaign. And then over here, plant foldies again, I'm just going to keep picking up some more of these plants. I just am really happy that I am enjoying my weekend off to be able to create content like this, to be able to pick up some plants, and just to give you my insights and commentary about plants. I know that a lot of these plants you've seen multiple times, almost daily, but for me, it just never gets old to be able to go into a big box store and show y'all these plants. And it is quite interesting. So if you also watch other content creators for plants, have you noticed that even some of the more big names in content creation have really delved into big box or plant shopping? And I just really think it's because a lot of us are able to access these plants more so than local nurseries. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you've noticed that trend where there's even more plant YouTubers creating big box store content. The majority of my content, even originally, has always been centered around big box store plant shopping. But it is quite interesting to see that some of the other plant content creators have kind of delved into that. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what other plant content creators you watch on YouTube, and reasons for watching their content, because I would also like to delve in and possibly binge watch some other YouTubers to get some ideas, some inspiration on some other content creation I could create for the YouTube channel. And I am going to ask the plant foldies, as I pick up these beautiful Live Trends plants, what should we do once we break 13,000 YouTube subscribers for the channel? Please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Should I do a massive giveaway? I'd really like to know your insights. Now over here we have another beautiful Ficus elastica taniki. This one is also an urban jungle plant. This one is only for $13.98, which is a really good value. What a beautiful plant. This one also requires quite a bit of light. Actually, it's $14.98, and for me, it is still a pretty easy plant to take care of, especially if you have the lighting conditions it requires. It can tolerate lower light conditions, but it's definitely not going to give you the beautiful coloration variegation, and it's definitely going to grow a lot slower if you don't provide it that light. And then over here, we have some Live Trends design planters. This is really cool that it has an acorn, and you can see that it is an air plant right here. Air plants are often used by Live Trends design as like a statement piece plant. I really love that it does merge interior design, home decor at very affordable prices as well. Look what we have here. We have a Hoya curtsii that fell off. That's a little cutting that maybe somebody could propagate. And then we're going to just keep looking at these plants right over here. Live Trends design planters, these acorn planters, super cute with an air plant. So I'm just going to keep walking around here and showing you what else they have as far as selection. I will say, based on what I'm already seeing, there's not a full restock of plants, but they do have quite a bit of Live Trends design planters that I would still pick from. I mean, there's a lot of Costa Farms plants, but Live Trends design also has quite a bit of a selection right now at this Lowe's location. There are some new releases that I'm hoping to find from Costa Farms, but we'll see as I continue to go look at these big box stores. You can see right here we've got a Sansevieria, and you can see that even this little small one right here has several little babies that are popping out. And Sansevieria, beginner friendly plant, one that is also overlooked by a lot of people, but I would say this is an easy to care for plant that you can even just put as a decoration for maybe a desktop. And we have a bunch of Dracaena sandriana or lucky bamboo plants right over here. So let's just continue to walk around and see what other selections they have at this Lowe's location. as I just pick up these plants and present them to y'all plant foldies, I did want to ask, what do you think about some of the music selection that I've been placing into these big box store plant shopping videos? Does it keep you hyped up to go plant shopping? Does it relax you? I would like to know in the comments section, and I would like to know, plant foldies, if I should really invest in buying more of these ceramic planters by Live Trends Design. It looks like today's episode is really centered around Live Trends Design plants, because look at this beautiful green marantha. Even though this plant doesn't necessarily like me, I do love admiring it. I always say that I grow so many plants outside of my home, and that's really because I do a lot of big box or plant shopping videos where literally I could come back next week and see that this plant is either not sold and still growing, or there is a replacement plant because it's been restocked. I do find that window plant shopping is another way to save money. It is a little bit risky for me to go big box store plant shopping, or at least making this content, because I am always wanting to buy these plants, but I've been getting better at not buying every single plant that I find. I still struggle with it, but at least I've been able to mitigate having to spend unnecessary money on plants that maybe I'm not necessarily able to take care of long term, because as I've said in many of my videos, actually pretty much all my videos, whenever you go buy plants, or at least add a plant in your plant collection, know that you are adding workload to your daily routines, because they're all going to require you to water the plants, pest preventatives, maintenance, all of that factors into plants. Unless you are able to afford somebody that can go in and take care of your plants, that does become a bit of a hassle. Although I have seen, and I don't know, plant foldies, if you've seen plant care services, have they been popping around in your area? I know in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there are some individuals that are offering plant care where they go to your home and basically take care of your plants, water your plants, maintain your plants. I have actually considered doing that, but I don't know if I necessarily want somebody just wandering around in my home. I would like your insights on that as well, plant foldies. So let me know in the comments section. And as you can see right here, this location doesn't necessarily have a bunch of new restocks, but what I can appreciate about this Lowe's location is that they have a lot of healthy looking plants, enough for you to go pick a plant out if you feel the need to go plant shopping. And I already know this weekend I am intending to buy some plants, not necessarily at this location, more so at the local plant nursery. So stay tuned for that content as I create that. But this weekend, I'm just really excited to be able to enjoy it. Now, for those that are on my YouTube membership tier, the Super Plant Foldies, it's only for $2.99. Please press the join button if you're watching this YouTube channel on my on a computer, or if you want to join my YouTube membership tier, which gives you access to member-only videos, special emojis that you could add in the live premiere chats, or even in the comment section, and other perks. I would love for you to join that. I actually am posting a bunch of member-only videos, specifically on some more of my personal daily blogs. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better, I may actually do my face reveal on the membership only tier. So definitely check that out. And I did want to shout out David, who always gives a lot of these YouTube membership tiers to lucky plant foldies. So David, if you're watching, I really appreciate you always sharing the joy of the YouTube membership tier with others. Now over here, plant foldies, I'm just gonna keep picking up some more of these exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. They range from $5.98 as well as $8.98, depending on the plant size of the planter. So this one right here is a Dracaena Lime Light, really beautiful plant. That one is also low light tolerant. We've got a Pan Am Palea right over here, beautiful dark foliage. This one is for $8.98. buy a plant at this Lowe's location, it would definitely be this Epipremnum aureum neon pothos, $9.97 by Costa Farms. I mean, look at that beautiful neon yellowish green foliage. My favorite pothos plant to grow. It is a pretty fast grower, and so that would be the plant I would buy. I do like that there is a stark contrast between the neon pothos and then the Pan Am Palea right over here. This one is also for $9.97. These are more of the seasonal planters that Costa Farms produces. So that one is actually in a 5-inch planter, and you can see this is a 3-inch planter. This one is for $5.98. But if you're gonna ask me which one I would pick, I would buy the 5-inch seasonal planter. And then over here we have a bunch of 6-inch Costa Farms hanging baskets. These are all for $16.98. And we have this Hoya carnosa, for instance, beautiful coloration, variegation. And then we have a Peperomia serpens right over here. Even if it is a green plant, it's still quite an interesting looking plant. Beautiful plant for only $16.98. looked at a bunch of those Costa Farms plants ranging from Epiprimna pinnatum, different types of pothos plants, but take a look at this Live Trends Design plant. This one is a bird's nest anthurium, and this one is also for only $24.98. I know that when I was actually big box store plant shopping at another Lowe's location in North McKinney, they actually had an anthurium luxurians, and so Live Trends Design is creating a trend by actually making more of those trending anthurium plants readily available at a big box store. And then you can see right over here, we've got some more Live Trends plants. Today's episode just ended up being more of like a Live Trends feature, although I love all the other plants that you can find at like Lowe's, Costa Farms, obviously, and then Urban Jungle Plants. But Live Trends Design, there's more of those plants readily available at this Lowe's location. Now we do have these Urban Jungle planters, $14.98. Let's take a look at this alocasia right over here. So I would love to be able to grow alocasias, but alocasias are just a little bit more challenging for me to grow indoors, and they're very much so because they are pests. They just get infested with like spider mites, and their upkeep, at least for me, is a little bit more challenging. But you can see that there are other alternatives to plants that are easy to care for, like this Sansevieria bird's nest right over here. This one is for only $14.98. And you know, some people are actually satisfied with just having a couple of snake plants, pothos plants, and Aglaonema. Those easy care plants are the ones I would recommend to add into your plant collection if you're looking for easy care plants. And then we have this Live Trends Design plant. This one is some type of fern. I really love the cocoa like deep brown color of that planter. What a beautiful plant and planter combination here. Very nice. They both complement each other. I do like the texture of the fern in that particular planter. And then we're just going to keep picking up some more plants here. This one is a bromeliad for $10.98. I do like the red color of the bloom, and the terracotta planter for $10.98. That is not a bad price at all. I don't currently own bromeliads, but if I were to add some, I would look for the ones that have like the pink variety. And we can't go big box or plant shopping without showing you in Aglaonema Silver Bay. This one is for $14.98 in a stoneware planter by Live Trends Design. Very easy plant to take care of. Another plant that I would recommend, another plant that I wish all of the plant foldies will add into your plant collection. I mean, it's interesting because sometimes I will actually do a live poll on the live chat, and I will ask if you would actually add an Aglaonema to your plant collection. And I still see responses where people say no. And I'm like, why not? It is an amazing plant. But I suppose everybody has their own aesthetic of what plants attract them, what plants naturally you're inclined to. But for me, I just can't stop talking about Aglaonemas, and I could see that our community is really getting into it. But I do understand that some people may just not be into a specific plant like an Aglaonema. Some people might be into alocasias. Like for me, I would love to get into alocasias. This one is only for $14.98 by Urban Jungle Plants, but the care, it is all about how hard is the care to keep these plants alive. And so for me, I just want to go ahead and continue to recommend easy care plants for anybody that just tunes into my big box or plant shopping videos. Like this purple waffle plant, I often see, I've tried to grow this plant. I love the dark foliage, but it's just a hard plant to keep alive in my care. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, look at this beautiful Homolamena Shelby. This one is a Live Trends design plant, $24.98. And Homolamena look very similar to Aglaonema as well as Dieffenbachia. I do love the pastel velvety texture of this particular plant. So I may end up getting one of these eventually someday, but you know, it's a lot of these like planning for certain plants that you want to add into your plant collection. But I just wish, and maybe this is just me, but I just really wish that I could get away from just wanting to buy every single plant that I go to at a big box store. Maybe I should just not make any big box store plant shopping videos. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if that is a solution for not spending money on plants. Some people are just better at managing their expectations in terms of like whether you should buy a plant or not. I go up and down in terms of just whether I buy plants or not. But I mean, how do you not go buy a plant, especially when this like Lowe's location has so many pretty plants to pick from? Now we do have a bunch of these Phalaenopsis orchids. We've got a bunch of Croton plants. We've just got a lot of plants to choose from. And so for me, it is just whether I am just satisfied filming the plants versus actually taking them home. The way I make decisions on whether I buy a plant would be if there is a want or a need. A need is a plant that you have to buy that very day. A want is a plant that, like I've talked about, where you don't necessarily have to buy it. You can actually admire it while just shopping or looking at plants. A lot of my plant decisions in terms of buying plants have lately been a want. Like I already know I want to go buy a couple more jumbo Aglaonema this weekend. And so that's like a planned purchase. The impulse buys are what gets people in terms of spending money on plants. So I don't know, plant foldies, I am just, you know, openly asking for your feedback on whether you have impulse buys or if you're really trying to also not buy plants. It is challenging at times, especially when you find plants that are healthy or find plants that are a really good deal. I mean, I did just pick up this Syngonium right here for 50% off. It's one that some people may end up rescuing. This would end up being just $8, which is not a bad price at all, considering the Syngonium is still pretty healthy. And then we have all of these hanging baskets of Costa Farms. These are all for $16.98. You've got Epipremnum Arium Golden Pothos, $16.98. That's a nice full one as well. And I really like that it's highly variegated. So for today's video, it's just really me picking up some plants, showing y'all what plants are available at the Prosper Lowe's location. I just love the fact that even if there's not a big restock of plants, there are still plants that are readily available. So if you want to go plant shopping or feel the need to buy plants, I mean, you can find this Epipremnum neon pothos, for instance, more pothos plants, which I would recommend. There's just a lot to select from. And as I wrap up this video today, I will say that some big box stores are getting replenished more so than others. But either way, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you'll still be able to find some really nice plants. You're going to definitely find some Croton plants, but there are some new trending tropical Costa Farms plants that I am on the lookout for. So stay tuned for that in a future episode. But you know, as far as today's episode, I'm just happy that I am able to go to a big box store and still show you some of these pretty plants right over here. As always, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. It is only for the price of a cup of coffee, $2.99. Press the join button or click the link in the comment section that's pinned. My name is Richie at Growfolds. I've enjoyed taking you along with me to go big box store plant shopping. Click on the videos that are popping up on the screen and definitely see my new content this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.